What's going on, guys? Austin here, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at 5-Minute Fantasies Week 15 Booming and Busting Tight Ends. My boom for this week, I'm going to say, is going to be Darren Fells. The Houston Texans tight end going up against the Tennessee Titans. I think that not only is it a favorable matchup for tight ends, but I think that Darren Fells, is slowly starting to become more and more the passing offense on this Houston Texans team. That, along with the fact that I think that Tennessee could put up some points against this Houston Texans defense, it could turn into somewhat of a shootout, so there's going to be even more targets for Darren Fells than normal. I'm going to say start Kyle Rudolph, the Minnesota Vikings tight end, up against the Los Angeles Chargers. There's certain matchups that really favor him, and I think that in terms of secondary help, the Chargers have some pretty nice, fast guys, but not any big bodies that are going to be able to really handle a tight end like Kyle Rudolph. I'm also going to say start David Njoku, the Browns tight end. He just got cleared off the IR a couple weeks ago, and now he's got a really favorable matchup against the Arizona Cardinals, who, these are two pretty talented offenses, two pretty low-ranked defenses. I think that, especially at the tight end position, Arizona is weak at, so David Njoku should, he's not gonna be a world beater this week, but he should have more points than he normally would. I'm also going to say you're going to want to start Ian Thomas, the Carolina Panthers tight end. Greg Olsen is likely not going to play, and in his absence, Ian Thomas is and has been the number one tight end on the roster, and I think that a matchup against Seattle, who gives up the second most points to tight ends, Ian Thomas could really ball out this week. And then I'm also going to say you're going to want to start Jack Doyle. I know I said start him last week. I think he only got 5 points, but this is a slightly better matchup. Going up against New Orleans, where Jacoby Brissett doesn't have a lot of other options, and New Orleans still doesn't quite have the right personnel to take care of tight ends. And then my sit of the week, my bust, I'm going to say is going to be Austin Hooper. Austin Hooper, remember, he started out, with the year having, fantastic numbers. But, he's another one of these Atlanta Falcons who, he's going up against the San Francisco 49ers this week, and I just don't think there's going to be much there for him. Plus, I think a lot of the early on stats this year was, just kind of a facade. I'm also going to say you're going to want to sit O.J. Howard, going up against the Detroit Lions defense, who, it should be seen as a favorable matchup. But, especially with Mike Evans out, O.J. Howard all of a sudden becomes that big body target that Mike Evans wants, and now O.J. Howard's part of the game plan for the Lions to take him out. And then my last sit, I'm going to say, is going to be Jason Witten of the Dallas Cowboys. He's going up against the Rams defense, who, they don't give up a lot of catches to tight ends, and that's really the only spot that Jason Witten was able to make his mark, was as a possession receiving tight end. So if you have any better options than him, make sure to avoid starting Jason Witten this week.